evangelist Ifa again. I know our schools are holiday, but we can't just leave our children without reversing some basic things that they need to know. Though they are on holiday, I think it's better for us maybe to devote an hour for our students to engage in their learning activity, because school will still resume. Well, for those of you who have been following my video, you notice that this is a charity, and we do it just to complement what teachers are doing in their various schools, and that's why we are here, just to complement what the teachers are doing all over the world. Now results are out in some countries. Results are not yet out in some countries. You can see the performance of maths and English. So that is why we are here. It's a charity. We do this in order for us to encourage students all over the world, and again to improve on what they have learned in schools. As I said, it's a complementary. Today we are going to dive into a new topic, and it's called Pythagoras theorem. It's a very light topic, because when you know this particular theory, you'll be able to solve questions that involve identifying a particular length of a right angle triangle, and later you understand that the basis of this is for us to identify and how to calculate the length of a particular unknown triangle that is not given to us. This is the first part of the topic we need to treat today. Maybe next week we'll dive into more and more and more and more. Okay, the learning objective today is to how to identify hypotenuse in any right angle triangle. Okay, the key words we need to know today is square root. If you be following my video, you discover that we have been talking about square root. Square root. What is a square root? A square root of a number is a value that, when multiplied by itself, gives the number. For example, if I say 3 square, it means 3 times 3, which will give us 9. If I say 6 square, it means 6 times 6 will give us what? 36. If I now say the square root of 9 will be, what is that thing that you multiply twice that will give you 9? The answer will be 3. And the square root of 36, the answer will be what? 6. What is that thing you multiply twice that will give you that number? So, a square, this is a square. Square of 3 is 3 times 3, which is 9. And the square of 6 is 6 times 6, which is 36. So the square of 7, it means 7 times 7 will give us what? 49. And the square root of 49 is equals to 7. So, as the square root. The square root of a number is a value that, when multiplied by itself, gives the number. Okay, hypotenuse. The hypotenuse of a right angle triangle is a sign opposite the right angle in a right angle triangle. Okay, this is, you see some go like this. Here will be like this. Can you see? Here is A, here is B, here is C. So this, you can see, here is facing here. This is the opposite. This is the opposite side. And here is equals to what? The hypotenuse. So that's what we want to do today. And a right angle, it could be defined as an angle of 90 degrees. When you see a sign like this, it means it's 90 degrees. I used to be confused with that. When I didn't know. Because when I say a sign like this, I didn't know it was telling me it's 90 degrees. So That is what we want to do today. Okay, I hope you can see it. I have to wipe up this so that we know where we are going. Okay, it's hard to identify. Now, I will have to draw 3 right angle triangles. Here's one. Let me say A. I've done that before. Here will be given to us as this. It means here is 90 degrees. And here will be the opposite. Here is the hypotenuse. Here is A, B, and C. Now, if I draw this again, this another one, I mean, so you see some go like this, and here is this. Here could be BP, Q, R. So which one is facing the 90 degree now? You can see here. Here will be what the hypotenuse. Hypotenuse. Yes. Yeah. Now, if I draw another one again, go like this, eh? Sometimes you see some right angle triangle like this. You will be confused. Here is given like this. I should tell you, here is 90 degree. Here is 90 degree. So, here is facing here. And we have S, Y, Z. So, who cannot tell me? You can see here is facing here. Here will be the hypotenuse. This is how we identify it from the keyword that I gave. That the side that is opposite the 90 degrees is always what? The hypotenuse. That's how you can identify it. That's how you can identify it. When you are given a question and you have to identify the hypotenuse, that's how we identify. Again, the hypotenuse is the longest side of a right angle triangle. We'll get to them. We'll get to that side. Now, I'll need to write a note so that when you are revising, you'll be able to read that. Okay, I can put a note here. Let me put a note at it down.